Hello, everyone. My name is Amol Nirgudkar. I'm here at Dykema Live 2022 conference, the definitive conference, the ninth one. 1,700 people are in the audience, and I'm at our makeshift studio here for Patient Prism with my good friend Tom Terronez from Medix Dental IT. Tom, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Tom, we've known each other for about a year now, maybe a little over that, and I've gotten to know your company quite well, and I'm fascinated by how how you've grown this company at scale and helped so many dental offices with some of the most critical needs that they have in terms of maintaining their IT infrastructure. So tell us a little bit about what Medix Dental IT does, and why people are choosing you more than anybody else in this business.
Well, I think to put it simply is we stabilize and secure IT first off, and then we help the organizations leverage technology to solve operational problems. And that's a gap that's not typically filled in the IT space, but we've been trying to do that because it's a need. And so, we got started about 20 years ago in the space, working with, independent practices, and we still work with 700-800 of them. But we work over thousands of doctors, and I think for us, it's just been our passion, our consistency, and the ability to do field service on a national level.
On a national level?
Yeah.
So when does a dental practice engage you? At what point? What kind of needs do they have when they call you?
Oh, it can vary. I mean, it could be a scenario where they're wanting to do a new location and they need ground up IT support, putting all the equipment in. Sometimes, though, it's as a DSO scaling up, and they're having challenges. They're hitting roadblocks. They're having friction, and we're able to kind of come in and evaluate where they're hitting those roadblocks and provide some suggestions and guidance on solving those.
And how long is the typical engagement last? Is it a project and then it's ongoing? How does that work?
Yeah, typically very long-term engagements. We have a really high retention rate, highest in the industry, I believe. And but we also have a graduation program with some of our larger DSOs that we actually help them build out to do the stuff themselves when they get to that level of scale where it makes sense.
What are the top problems dental practices or DSOs are facing right now in terms of their IT infrastructure?
Security's a common one, but honestly, it's just data. How do they get a whole organizational view of their data? Depending on which, if they have a model where everybody's using different PMS, it's a big challenge. So we've been working with organizations to get that problem solved, but then how do they leverage that data once they have it, and integrating some other sources of data like accounting and marketing all into what they're pulling from PMS data.
So you are actually helping them build data warehouses?
Yeah, so what we do is we kind of fill in the gap between a data programming company and a data company, and we're guiding them and providing the experience on the PMS side, but also helping them to just look at how their operations are and what things they can do with the data.
Interestingly, so you will kind of do a treatment plan, if I may call it dental term, of what they need, what kind of infrastructure do they need, what kind of BI infrastructure they need, right, in terms of, and then you'll help them choose a partner that will help them create the KPIs they want to create. So you kind of are their consultant as well in the process of making sure it's done right.
That's exactly right. And it's, ultimately there's not one size fits all approach to it either, because
Correct.
the organizations have different goals and needs. So we work with different vendors on that.
What's the biggest risk today? You said security is the bigger risk right now in running a dental practice, but what other things are you seeing out there that people need to be aware of, but they're not?
I mean, what's really common with everybody on the quest for EBITDA, delayed investment in equipment and the cost of failure, especially if you're working with a local server. And ultimately, we're trying to eliminate the local server. There's
Right.
just not a need to have that anymore. It's just a point of failure and an expense
Right.
that we can get away from. But honestly, delayed investment seems to be a common issue that some of the organizations, as they're scaling and acquiring, don't necessarily pay attention to until they get burned really bad by it.
What is your view on the shift towards cloud computing in the PMS world?
I'm all for it. There's no really need to have the practice data on the premises and all the management and the security that goes with it. I think some of my peers are still really kind of in the old way of doing it, but if you look at a lot of other industries, healthcare, the data's been off-premise for a long time. The technology is, matured, several generations of it, and ultimately it's just helping these organizations lead them to that path that we tried to do. But it's the future, and there's caveats to everything. And what I tell people if they're worried about connectivity is, have a backup connection, internet connection with a dissimilar provider, so you have some fault tolerance for that.
So you are a comprehensive solutions provider, not just IT provider, right? Comprehensive solutions that are technology-related solutions that are going to help them run their practice, make that more efficient, and then help them on their way if they need more stuff like BI tools or anything else that will help them build a better business. You're their partner.
Yep. How do you leverage technology better?
Well, wonderful. How do people get in touch with you?
Probably the easiest way is you can visit our website, medixdental.com, or you can email me directly, tom@medixdental.com, and we're always happy to help.
Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.